Hey, what's going on, guys? Saturday morning, March the 4th, and we're up here at the shop. Going to do a little bit of a test experiment video today. So yesterday, finally, after much anticipation, our big delivery of batch buster metering valves finally showed up. We've had a couple hundred of these come through the building. We've been using them on equipment for a good while now, but it was just small initial deliveries, and we've been waiting on the big delivery, and it's over there. There's a bunch of pallets of these that we have. So yay, they're here. They're in stock. If you guys want to grab one, they're on the website. But in this video, I'm going to show you why you want one and why it's better and different than the previous metering valves that we were using in the past. So the industry sort of had to scramble and use what it could get its hands on. And now we've got one less part that's not just an afterthought. It is a custom made for the industry device, a metering valve. So this was one that we've used a lot. This is a 1-inch Chem line. Of course, our valve is a 1-inch valve as well. So we're going to see this versus a batch buster, which one is going to flow more. And I've also got a 1/2-inch GF over here. I know a lot of you guys are going to be familiar with that. So we've used a lot of these as well. Nothing wrong with the integrity or the quality of the valve. It's just it wasn't made for soft washing, and there was a lot of scarcity on getting your hands on these things. So I don't know if you guys are aware. If you're new to the channel, you may not know, but our valve is modular. So it can become a 1/2-inch setup like a GF here, or it can flex over with a coupler kit that we sell into what you have here, which is the red couplers, and that's going to be a 1-inch. So this is sort of a apples to apples comparison, the Chem line versus the batch buster. But we're going to check a GF as well while we're doing this experiment. Now, we do have a valve at a facility getting it's what's known as a CV test performance done, and it's a coefficient of friction value. So they're going to give us a chart with a little number on there, and what that number is a third-party scientific controlled test, and that number equates to a flow rate, right? A standardized flow rate. So we already know that our valve is going to flow more than these other ones, but what we can do today here in the shop is show you guys sort of a shop test that is going to be pretty undeniable. But we're going to get the tripod, flip the camera around. So here's what we've got. I've got the forklift elevated here. We've got a 16-gallon tank. It is slapped up to the brim with water. I've got a couple of holes, but there's water all the way up to the top. So 16 gallons, that's a controllable. We've got a bulkhead fitting down here on the bottom. We're going to use the same fitting over and over, and we're going to do the GF first. 1/2-inch valve with a 1/2-inch nipple, and I'm going to lower the forklift down and use this 1-gallon jug. So we got an empty jug here, and we're going to time it and see how quickly can a GF flow and fill up 1 gallon, and that'll get us a number. We'll do that one, then we're going to go to the Chem line, then we're going to go to the batch buster. So no matter what valve you use, we're going to show you that a batch buster flows way more than any of these competitors. And they're not really even competitors, because these companies do not make these valves for soft washing. Nobody does. We're the only ones that have a soft wash actual metering valve. So it's really cool that the valve can be a 1/2-inch setup, or it could be used on a 1-inch setup. And if we go look at some equipment real quick before we start the video, we've got some mini skids here on the table. These mini skids are going to use a 5-gallon a minute 12-volt soft wash pump. So all they need is a 1/2-inch setup. So we've got the black coupler kit, which is a 1/2-inch plumbing here and here. Woo! There's the pollen. There's the pollen. I knew it was coming. But if we go and look at, I've got a skid right here that's running a 24-volt. The same valve can be used for the 24-volt, and we just use the red kit. Okay, so that's giving us a 1-inch capability on the connections here. So that means that that valve can grow with your company. If you start with a smaller system, a 12-volt, a 5 or 7 gallon a minute, you're going to use the black kit. If you upgrade later to a 24, a gas-powered pump, and big air diaphragm, a booster pump, anything that's in that higher flow category, then you're going to just swap your kit. So in the long run, you're saving probably a couple $1,000s in having to buy multiple blend manifolds. Now you can just kind of buy one, and one does everything. But without further ado, let's do some testing. Let's see what kind of flow rates we get out of a GF on a 1/2-inch, a Chem line 1-inch, and then a batch buster 1-inch, and see kind of, you know, is it better or is it all hype? Let's find out. Okay, we lowered the forklift down. That way we can just set the jug directly on the floor. We've got the 1/2-inch barb just barely going down into the jug there. And what we're gonna do is simultaneously start our counter here. Micah's gonna throw the handle on the GF valve as smooth as he possibly can. And as soon as we see liquid overflow this jug, that's gonna be the indication to stop the clock. And we'll see how long does it take a GF to flow with a full tank, 16 gallons of gravity pushing down. That's something we can repeat on all 3 valves. Are you ready, boys?
Yep.
On your mark, get set, go. So she's filling up.
Wait.
About coming up on 20 seconds here. It's about 1/3 of the way full. And this is just open flow, straight plumbing. Getting close to the top. 45 seconds.
Okay.
55. That's pretty good. I think we did that about as good as it could be done. So we're gonna call that 55 seconds for a GF 1/2-inch to flow. And you can see that we dropped the level just a little bit, 1 gallon. All right, let's move on to the chem line. Okay, so we've refilled the tank, got it completely up to the top with water. And this is the chem line. Of course, this is gonna be faster because it is a 1-inch valve. So it'd be faster than the GF sort of by default. Empty jug there. Micah, Preston, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, crap.
Micah's too weak to turn the valve. We'll just adjust for that. About a second or so of lost time there. These are really stiff, so kind of an awkward angle to turn it. But as you can see, we're only at 18 seconds. We'll take a second off, so we're at 1/2 a jug there. Much faster. So just going to a 1-inch valve body equals a lot of flow. Now the valves are more expensive, but that's one of the cool things about the Batch Buster is it is a 1-inch. And stop. 30, we'll say 36 seconds. We'll cut a second or so off for Micah's weakness. 35 seconds. Y'all good with that? Sound about right? All right, so we went from 55 down to about 35 to fill a gallon jug with a 1-inch chem line. Not bad chem line, not bad, but like I said, this is not really innovation in the valve. It's just the nature of going up to a 1-inch valve body, which is really why when we decided to build our own valve, we knew for sure we were gonna just stay in the 1-inch family. So let's do the experiment again. We got to drain the tank. We got to flip everything over. It takes us a little while to get it set up. We'll be right back, and we're going to see what this bad boy does. All right, we're back with the Batch Buster, and we've got a full tank again. We've got a lot of water everywhere because we're soaking wet, but we're going to reset the clock. Okay, and Micah's going to try his best to turn it smoothly. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, you can tell it's going to be pretty fast. We're only 8 seconds in at 1/2 a jug. All right, and kill it. 19 seconds. It was right at 19. Yeah. Got the tablet wet. So pretty definitive little shop test here, guys. Not ultra scientific, but I think that the proof is in the pudding. 19-second fill up on a 1 gallon. That's pretty amazing. So is the Batch Buster better? Is it going to flow more? Well, it's modular, it's available, and the flow is insane. So super accurate metering, super high flow system, and that's what we want in the Softwash world. What do you think, boys? Got a winner?
Yep.
All right, we'll see you guys later.